How's that? Because no Twitch, I don't want to be watching it back. There's Infinity Flag. Alright. That's those things taken care of. Now to check the audio. I'm going to add a source. Devices. Yeah, add audio, application audio. There we go. Okay, it's showing that that's coming through at a decent volume. Lower to like 80%. That should be good. I finally figured out how to do application audio nonsense. How to have it where I can record audio from just a singular source. So that's good. Of course, since it's taking the audio from Opera, it's going to also be taking that audio from whenever I open a tab like this, or close a tab like this. Oh well. So I did a lot of work since last time. No, I don't know why you're doing that. As you can see, I figured out how zones work. The answer is kind of. They kind of work. If we go into TCG, just 1, 2, all cards. You'll see there's 46 pages, the last one being half full. There's 20 items per page, so 45 times 20 is 900, plus 10 is 910. So I manually labeled 910 cards. Now granted, I did copy and paste the descriptions from tabletop, or from TCG Player. But yeah, I just went and did all of the Gen 1 and 2 cards, because there was no point in not doing some of them. Other than ones that were literally like duplicates, like some of the promos. There's a Sabrina's, Abra, there's the Fossil Set Psyduck had a promo variant, a couple ones like that. The two oddballs, really, are Articuno level 34, because it has the first one that got printed, which goes with the other two legendary birds, and then it's got a different one that's also level 34 that's completely different, mechanically speaking. It's got an ability, it's got a different attack. It's like, alright, fine. Level 34 A and B. And Dark Persian is the other one. Basically, the promo one is a revision of the text for the other one. That's why they have the same secondary attack and all their stats are the same. So, the RCG is now using Dark Persian level 28B. Just for the sake of that. On topic of this, encounter decks, I'm not doing those anymore. For now, I'm trying something different. And by something different, I mean, honestly, basically what I used to do. It's also worth noting, I had to rebuild all the catch packs for 200 encounters, including the 8 starters. Also, I added Wigglytuff, just standard, basic Wigglytuff. We're gonna see how balanced that is or isn't. I believe it's on Jasmine's route. which I've already done in my current run. And, you know, didn't encounter Wigglytuff there, so didn't get to see how dangerous that could be by adding it to my deck. Find out. I changed a couple Pokemon as well. I've changed Farfetch'd to the level 22, is it? Yeah. It was level 20 or 19, whatever the old one was. I changed to Fossil Set Lapras. And then another one I changed right here. I changed to Revelations Murkrow, level 21. The Flock Attack and Call for Family. I think that one's honestly going to be more useful. And I just think it's going to do a bit better. I forget. Yeah, I put 3 Murkrows in there because it's going to have access to its Darkness Energy, which can buff the damage of that by another 10. So, 10 plus 10 from Darkness, plus 2 more Murkrow on your bench. That can do 40 damage, ostensibly. If you have another Darkness Pokemon in there, you can pay for it with 2 Darkness Energy. That can be 50 damage. That's honestly not terrible. For 2 energy, that's really good. I think anything more than that, and we're kind of pushing it. Having to have a cap of 60 damage is a lot, even though it's only 40 HP. It's got no weakness, but it also has no retreat costs, so you can swap out that Murkrow with a different one, and you can keep rotating them as they take damage. You can do some fun stuff with that. There's 4 of them total. Farfetch'd, Lapras, Murkrow, and the other one is Electrode. I've switched to Jungle Set Electrode because knockouts are explicitly whenever one of your Pokemon is knocked out, you lose a ticket. Well, the Bazap ability on Electrode states that you knock it out. And I found that for the sake of getting that double energy of a type, the Bazap is just not worth it in this, where you only have 6 KOs going through the entire game. The other thing is because of how Nuzlocke would work, where at the end of the encounter, you would take that Pokemon's pack out of your deck entirely if it got KO'd. And because of that, Bazap Electrode would only be useful for 1 encounter. And that'd be it. So you'd maybe use it in a gym fight for getting 2 energy of a type. Yay? I think Chain Lightning is honestly going to be better because of the fact that if defending Pokemon isn't colorless, so against like flying types, it's oftentimes not going to be super effective. It does 10 damage to each bench Pokemon of the same type. It's a defending Pokemon. And the fact that it includes your own adds a level of inherent risk. It can also just do Tackle for the same amount of damage and double colorless. I think it's pretty solid. I think that Electrode will be fine. I also changed out... Oh yeah, I changed out the Onix in the Steelix pack. Where the hell is Steelix? That was the last one. I've changed it to be the Southern Islands Onix, level 40. And I honestly think that this Onix is a bit better than the Neo Genesis one. The Neo Genesis one is just not great. This one is committing to 4 fighting energy, so you are going to have an excess of energy on it compared to Steelix, but that's only if you're going for Body Slam. This Onix, basically you can set up one Onix to stand alone and use Body Slam for fighting type damage, and then you can have the other one set up with 2 energy, maybe a double colorless, evolve it, give it a metal energy, and have it be Steelix. That's kind of the idea of what you're doing here with Steelix. You're trying to get one Onix online by himself, the other one you're trying to get set up for a Steelix. I personally don't do a lot of this, but there is a lot of room in this game to be setting up multiples of some Pokemon. Sometimes earlier forms have better attacks. Dark Ampharos is a fantastic example. Where's the Dark Pokemon? And then Dark Ampharos. Right there. Forgot they start on their own line. Dark Flaffy just has a really good pair of attacks. High Voltage will let you do a coin flip to prevent the playing of trainer cards on the next turn, so that can stun trainers and gym leaders alike. And Sunwave, if the defending Pokemon has a Pokemon power, that power stops working until the end of your next turn. That's really good. That can let you get past a lot of things. So having one Dark Ampharos set up, and then your second Dark Flaffy just standing on its own, can be really good. And that makes Mareep's Static Electricity a bit more useful, because you can use it to set up a second Mareep just passively. You know, you can get the 2 energy for it to immediately evolve on the next turn. There's... And honestly, it's for each Mareep in play, which includes this one, the active one that's attacking. So, yeah, you can do some fun stuff with some decks that run like that. But yeah, this took a little while. Granted, I started on the 9th, and apparently I finished on the 20th. So the fact that I got this done in about 11 days, I'm pretty impressed with myself. You can see over here where I did the sets. And when it came to the gym sets, I decided to have the gym trainer cards. They're just all in one stack. And then each of the leaders and the rocket Pokemon are all in their own stacks. So the 2 sets, Gym Heroes and Gym Challenge, are combined. And they are separated based on that criteria. Other than that, all other sets are just, here's all the cards, they're alphabetical order. But, I mean, it works. I think it's an effective storing system. Oh yeah, I could have gone over here to show the changes, couldn't I? This was over here for that very purpose. Well, I'm impressed I remembered all of them. So not only did I have to rebuild the catch packs, I also had to rebuild all this! All of the prize cards, prizes base, and all of the prize, like, extra card stacks. The additional NPC cards, the trainer deck for the player, the stadiums, the trainer deck for the NPC to actually fight with, and the encounter trainer deck. And then I had to rebuild legendary, rare, and shining encounters. Now that's difficult. And all of the little encounter decks in all of these packs. I think I still haven't done the Elite Four. Or have I? No, I did. Okay. Couldn't remember if I had, honestly. And then I had to rebuild this little bag with the 200 catch packs. You're welcome. All of this for a small amount of accessibility to be added. Because if you have a slow internet connection, or if you're just kind of... if your site isn't the best, then either way, you're going to have trouble with reading the text on these. These are images that are loaded from a web page. So because of that, they have to be fetched by an internet connection. My download speed's pretty alright, it's about 300 megabits per second, so this can load itself up pretty quickly. But not everyone's got a download speed like that. So when it's trying to load all of those images, it's just not always able to do it very quickly, and it might decide, okay, just load them in a lower resolution. Have them be kind of crunchy. And in those cases, you wouldn't be able to read anything. Heck, in this way, you can even load this up offline, and it'd be like, alright, well, here's a bunch of blank objects, but you can see what they are, and then hover over them for a second to get the description text. So, it's a small accessibility thing. That's literally all it is. But I went ahead and did it anyway, because screw it, why not? I figured I might as well, because I wanted to have that for the cards I was doing for this. I went ahead and did it for all of them. That's why there's 910 cards that have been labeled this way. Yeah. I've also revised the new game board so that everything is set up properly. I've put a zone down here to just automatically keep all your little catch packs nice and neat. Here's all the additional prize card packs and the base prize cards. All these have been changed. This is just a thing that happens randomly. If I actually go and load this again, You see, it just kind of fixes them. I don't know why. It just kind of does that sometimes. It'll just go whoosh, and just be like, we're just gonna do that. Possibly my favorite thing I added, shout out to Tomato King, unknown relics. A friend of mine recently suggested, like, or really, he asked, like, are there, like, relics in the game? I was like, nah, I haven't really figured out a way to have relics in the game. But I got to thinking about it, and I was able to work the unknown into the game, which I hadn't been able to do before. Granted, I could only work in half of them because of how their original effects are. But their effects are reworded now. So you do want to use the custom description text. This is part of why I've got that there. Once per encounter, you may make your active Pokemon take 30 less damage from your opponent's Darkness Pokemon's attacks. Yeah. And for a per encounter effect, you just rotate it like this. Now, something like this, Unknown Relic Engage. Once per route, you may shuffle the opponent's current trainer cards and place them back face down in random order. So you've got only a 1 in 4 chance of them doing the same thing they were going to do before. That's pretty good, to be able to just scramble their actions real quick. For anything that's once per route, you flip it over. That's how I've been more easily keeping track of, you know, whether or not those have been used. So I'm pretty happy with that. Also, all of these have been redone a little bit. You'll see there are now energy wells for double colorless, darkness, and metal. And then the damage counters and the poison counter. I put this text on here just for the sake of the old TCG uses a lot of just put damage counters on something. And they don't technically specify that a damage counter is 10 damage. So, with the damage counters for 50 damage, I put a labeling on to denote, hey, technically it is these damage counters it's talking about. This counts as 5 damage counters. And then for the poison counters, I put, for each poison counter, put 1 damage counter on the poison Pokemon doing Pokemon checkup. That way, it's not saying do damage, so it gets around stuff like Defender, but also it helps with the, you know, things that use Toxic. All of these have been labeled for a while. Coin and the random action dice, player remaining KOs, all that. This prize zone has been used for a while now for the trainer cards. This one is used for your unknown relics. You get them at the start of routes 2 through 7. So your first route, you won't have any relics. You'll get through that, and then after you have revealed the stadium card and rolled for both of the gyms, that is when you will be at the start of those routes. You'll get to roll, see which 2 routes you have the options of. You'll get to see what stadium card is going to be on the route, and then you may make your decision on the unknown relic you want to take. You will reveal 2 of them randomly, and you will take one, and the other will be removed from the pool entirely. So with that, unknown relics have been implemented. I'm pretty happy with them. Some of them are definitely better than others, but that's also kind of part of game design. You want to have some things that are kind of like mediocre or just not all that useful, because it makes the good stuff feel even better. And also, it's not to say those things are useless. Like, Engage doesn't seem all that helpful, but it can be, very much so. Unknown Relic Laugh, I believe causes you to shuffle, is it all the decks? Yeah, let's join, help, give, find, oh, it's over this way. Laugh. Once per route, you may shuffle one of your decks or the opponent's trainer deck. You would not believe how useful that can be. I intentionally put in Unknown Relic Laugh because I knew it would be good. So you can see we've got Dark, Engage, Find, Give, Help, Join, Laugh, Metal, Normal, Observe, Tell, Undo, and Want. They're pretty good. We're going to go back to my current game, and you can see which ones I have. Real quick, I'll flip over this one. You can see I have Observe, Once per route, you may look at the top 5 cards of one of your decks or the opponent's trainer deck. It's not a Pokédex, you don't get to rearrange them. I have to remind myself of that. But, yeah, I've got Engage, and then Join. Once per encounter, I can just do a free Pokeball. No coin flip required. Find is I can do a free trainer card search. I can do the same thing as Pokeball by grab a trainer card. And again, no coin flip required. These are per encounter because these effects are so useful that if they were once per route, you would keep holding off on using it. You wouldn't want to use it because you'd be like, but do I do that? Do I really burn that now? Instead, it encourages you to actually make active use of these effects. Whereas something like Engage is much more situational and therefore only needs to be once per route. Especially because it's the current trainer cards, it's only going to work during the gym battle. And then Undo is basically a free Super Scoop Up. I got that one revealed, I was like, oh, I've been needing that lately. I've been so many encounters where I've been like, I could use a Scoop Up right now because this Pokemon's about to die. So yeah, I am at the end of Route 6. And I've actually done my first rival fight, which, oh my god. I do hate that I can't determine, hey, don't have other hands here. Porygon 2 and Farfetch'd. Not terrible, but that Farfetch'd Leak Jab, man, the new Farfetch'd that I put in, the level 22, is pretty damn strong. He's nothing to sneeze at. Right, that was no removal gym as well. We can get rid of that. I had to, like, put off using energy removal because I just didn't have anything worth sacking to play it. I drew both my energy removals really early on. That's one last change that I've made. The prize cards, you no longer get to take additional copies of anything. Actually, I forgot. We are in the middle of the route still. We're on Route 6. But you no longer get to take additional prize cards. You only get to take one. Well, rather, you take prize cards until there are 2 remaining, but you only get 1 copy of each prize card that is revealed. So, when adding, like, a berry to my deck, I get a berry. When adding a potion to my deck, I get a potion. And that's helped a fair bit with avoiding the trainer deck bloat that we were, you know, kind of suffering from before. I have to remember, how's this looking? Lightning Energy, build Pokeball. Okay, yeah, I've not used much so far. You can see that my current deck right now consists of Lightning and Fighting. I had to deal with, am I currently on Lieutenant Surge's route? No, I'm on Whitney's route now. The Aerodactyl was my first encounter on the previous route. And, well, it resists fighting and is a fighting type itself. So it resisted my Dugtrio and my Hitmonchan, and it was super effective on my Raichu and Ampharos. I was about ready to Gust of Wind the encounter. I was like, no, catch it, just catch it. I don't even remember what I was doing. I think I was using Agility on Pikachu to get around it, and I just got extremely lucky. Right? Because, yeah. So let me show you how encounters work now. This is what we're fighting. Dragonite. Also, Supersonic Flight is bad. And it's got resistance of 30 to fighting types. So wonderful. Hey guys, we got the rare encounter. And it's a bad one. It's a real bad one to fight. But I would like to catch it if possible. If we do a single EQ, it gets into catch range. And everyone just takes 10 on the bench. Party men will potentially take 60. But they will survive. Because they're the party men. Well, we got our plan. Let's do it. Let's do it to a fruit. So, any wild Pokemon will start with enough energy that they only need 2 energy cards to attack. That way, on their second turn, they're guaranteed to be able to attack. If not on their first. And this Dragonite is going to, on its first turn, it'll just grab a double colorless. Reminder that now, we cannot attack on our first turn. So, I'm going to see... I've got here... I don't know that I need the full heal on me. I think I'd rather put away the Miracle Berry, though. And I think I'll put away Pokemon Center. Because we've not got enough energy right now. We desperately need energy. Let's draw 2. Well, there's full heal energy and Aerodactyl. One change I'm going to make is that for the fossil cards and the devolution sprays that are added from evolutions, I'm going to have those get added to the team deck. Just so you don't have to remember to take them out of the trainer deck, and you're more likely to be able to draw them out. That is going to be part of it. So that's a change I'm going to be making after this run. Well, that's not a very useful hand. I got plenty of full healing. God dang. We need a fighting energy is the problem. I guess for now we just no. Do I want to play the full heal energy? I guess just to get Schmoopin set up. And we pass. Gets double colorless energy, and it passes. My turn. We don't need you. We certainly don't need you. Put away this. I'm gonna hang on to the energy retrieval because I got a feeling anything else is a bad idea. I should play Berry on previous turn because it's gonna be needing that. 3. Right, I've got Ursaring running in here. So I won't be able to catch the Dragonite to add to my current team. We gotta fight a Rainbow Energy, but I'd like to hang on to that. There we go, Fighting Energy. Draw last 2 for Trainer Deck. As long as you've got an energy card in hand that you're planning to play, you don't really need to keep drawing from your team deck once your Pokemon are set up. That's something I'm trying to teach myself, is like, at that point, start grabbing trainer cards. Get yourself more options. I honestly wasn't expecting to potentially put Ursaring into play, but it does remind me that now I can try and get some double colorless energies. That's not very helpful. But now I can at least reconcile the Pikachu next turn. So I'm to draw it then. I got an additional fighting energy, which Hitbox does need. Alright. We can do 2 EQs and a slash. We have to be extremely lucky, though, with HP. I think we do EQ once, get it down by 40, and then we send in Schmoopin. And we attach the fighting energy to her. So we're going to do EQ. Earthquake is going to do 10 to each of my bench Pokemon. And it's going to do 70 minus 30 for 40 to the Dragonite. Now it's turn. So they just grab kind of whatever energy they need. And it's going to attack with Supersonic Flight. Please be a Tails. Fuck. It's okay. It's alright. Don't worry about it. It's A-okay, hunky-dory. In between turns, Berry procs. And we're 40. Still alive, baby! Still alive! Is it mayhap more worthwhile to catch? Draw a card. I've been forgetting to use join and find. I should have didn't do a bit sooner. Because I need to set up Ursaring. don't know that I want to catch it. I think Ursaring might be better. Ursaring's quicker to set up, and it's got fewer Pokemon in its pack, so it's easier to get the double colorless energies. It's not filling up the deck quite as quick. Not that I'm going to be putting it back onto the team on the next couple of routes. But I think, like, honestly, I'm thinking it's going to be either Ursaring or Fearow for, it's probably going to be Fearow for my 6 Pokemon. I guess it would be nice to have something that's not weak to lightning and has some fighting resistance. I have to decide this before I go to catch it. Like, or before I go playing any cards. Let me see. Draw myself the card. So before I can do anything here, it is at half HP, because it's rounded up. Do I catch Dragonite? I have to forego any prize cards for doing that. I think we're okay on prize cards for trainers. And I don't want to have to get rid of Schmoopin's only current lightning energy. I say we go ahead and just catch it. So, we go up here. See that this is now the 10th Pokemon I am catching. And just take it out of there. Move over to here. It does not get added to my deck because I have Ursaring running. I'm really glad I drew that so I didn't accidentally do that. But now it's in my PC box. So that's pretty good. Oh yeah, I traded the Clefable to get a Trainer's Hitmonchan. Which is pretty good. So I've gotten 2 rare encounters, actually. Huh. How about that? For a bit, I was running both Togetic and Clefable with Metronomes. I was just like, I mean, I could do it. It's funny. This has become a lightning and fighting run of all things. So now we delete those from the wild encounters. We caught the Pokemon. So, oh god, Lights of Flora and Ninetales. Sweet Jesus! Alright. Well, good thing you can't use Reflected Sunlight to pump up a grass Pokemon. They'll both start with an energy card. Oh wait, no, it's to one of your grass Pokemon. It absolutely can do that. So on its first turn, it's going to get the second grass energy. And do that. Wunderbar! I don't remember if I've shown it, but Switch has been replaced with, I think Energy Removal was what I replaced it with. Because I'm pretty sure Potion and Full Heal were already there, right? Oh no, Energy Removal was there. I think it is Full Heal that got added. Anyway. They don't have to worry about Energy Removal as an effect. Oh right, I'm weak to grass. That's why I was so scared of it. I was just like, oh, so Lights of Flora, that's a bad time. No, it's a really bad time. This is very bad. Can't send an Aerodactyl. Well, start my first turn. Let's go ahead and do a little reconciliationing. Double colorless. Yo. Alright, good, good. Let's join, just get Teddy Ursa out. So we can try and get the Ursaring out of hand as soon as possible. Ursaring has 80 HP. Thank God you guys didn't take weakness damage from Earthquake. I'd really love to get Transparent Walls, because Unknown Relic Find would allow me to just fetch that when I need to do an EQ. That'd be just phenomenal. I'm actually kind of glad I didn't have Teddy Ursa out, because then it would have been on the bench and taken damage. Now I wish I hadn't attached that full heal energy to Dark Ampharos, because Double Colorless was one of the things I was hoping for it. For now, we'll attach one to Aerodactyl. Trying to actually get it online. No. Let's attach a second fighting energy to Hitmonchan. Oh my god, I freaking hate when I right click. Just press the T key. For God's sake. What the hell? Well, how's that happen? How's that happened? Game, you want to explain something? This deck has been shuffled. 4 of my energy searches just right next to each other, all in a line. Also, have I really taken that many energy searches? Apparently. Just trying to find a card in Well-Dissect. I think I'm Well-Dissect Pokemon Center. I could just use Switch, but that is a card that is useful for when you're paralyzed or something and you're not able to retreat. So, I'm going to manual retreat here. And swap into Hitmonchan. And they're going to play Energy Retrieval and discard Pokemon Center. I hate that these buttons are active when your cursor's on a spot. That gets me back those fighting energies. We already attached fighting energy from hand to Hitmonchan. I honestly could have waited until next turn to do that. Also, did I shuffle this? I don't believe I did. We just put down Teddy Ursa onto the bench. So, we don't need to do anything about that. We could have scooped up the trio, but I didn't want to spend the time setting it back up. It takes 2 turns to set back up now instead of 4. I guess we would have gotten rid of the damage on it. $40 damage will put him at 50. Get him to 30. He'll still be in KO range of Solar Beam, so we might want to go ahead and just use the potion energy on the trio. Just to get our hand emptied a little bit more. Next turn we'll do Ursaring Double Colorless Energy onto it. Alright. My first turn I can't attack, but that's okay. Their turn, Grass Energy. Use the trainer card, but they don't, because it's the first turn. Roll a die. I knew it was going to be 3. It's damn Gust of Wind! Oh, that's bad. That's bad news, Bears. And they're going to attack with Reflected Sunlight, attach up to 2 Grass Energy cards to one of their Grass Pokemon. Well, that's the only one! So Solar Beam's online! Either way, it would have gotten the Grass Energy the next turn. But, yeah. They've got Lure as well. Fire Blast is an instant knockout on anything in my deck. We cannot let that Ninetales get online. Probably should have searched for a Gust of Wind then. Well, hindsight is 20/20 unless it requires context. Another potion. That might be handy here in a minute. Okay, we can Special Punch twice to KO it. So we're actually going to do Fighting Energy to Hitmonchan, Evolve into Ursaring, do the Double Cover next turn, and we're going to Special Punch for 40. I have to really hope they choose something poorly. If they choose Dark Ampharos, we're fine. Even Ursaring could potentially do fine. Raichu does have Lightning Strike, but we need 2 more Lightning Energy for it to work. If they switch us to Dark Ampharos, we are good. So their turn. Fire energy. Play Gust of Wind. Let's see what they choose. 1 through 5. 6 is a reroll. Fuck! Oh, that was a bad one. Especially because I just healed him. And there's no way for him to survive Solar Beam. Well! Bye, party men! Sorry I didn't scoop you up earlier. If it rolls onto an empty space, then that counts as its 1 reroll. They got Potion going. And they got Solar Beam for 40, and by 40 I mean super effective 80. So that's Party Man gone. And that takes me down to 5. Well, it was bound to happen eventually. At least it didn't happen until Route 6. I got really lucky with a lot of coin flips on some of these encounters. We send back in Hitmonchan. Defender. Defender with another potion on it could have saved it. That would have reduced it to 60 and it would have had 10 HP remaining. That hurts. I think we just double colorless onto Ursa Ring. What I find is most useful is to get each Pokemon where it's 1 energy card away from being ready. So that then you just have to play 1 energy from your hand onto whatever is currently needing to be used. Instead of being like, well, I spent too much time focusing on setting up this guy to full, and, you know, you calculate it out, and it's like, those extra turns I could have used to, well, crud. That's double colorless energy from hand. We're just gonna go ahead and play it, hit with another special punch. That KOs that. Switch in, potion doesn't get used. They reroll. That wasn't an actual roll. So, okay, they're settling on potion. They get a 3rd fire energy, and we gotta get rid of this thing right the hell now! Even with a defender, we don't survive that. Ursa Ring does, however. Dark Ampharos also does not survive it, but with a potion she will. I guess that's what we do. We'll just do it with Hitmonchan, because either way it'll be a 2-turn knockout. Well, that's convenient. Potion to heal up Hitmonchan. Play the defender. Play a fighting energy onto Dark Ampharos. We don't want to use the rainbow energy because that'll count as another lightning energy that has to be discarded. So now Dark Ampharos can just keep using Shock Bolt at the cost of 1 lightning, which is really good. I'd love an energy flow right about now. Energy flow would be fantastic. I've been wanting that in my deck for a while. We're gonna special punch for 40. Alright, no, that's not where you go. Neat that it's the same size though. And now on its turn. Shit, I didn't think about the potion! Oh, that's bad. Fire energy, they potion. Heal 20. Let's reroll. Alright, no action next turn for trainer cards. Because Lure is a special effect, I think they are going to make a random choice. Could you not? That was interference. Let's try that again. So, I'm not getting it to, like... I hate when it just rolls on a side, because then it's very much weighted towards one or the others. In a lot of cases. Nerd indeed. Nerd who is about to suffer greatly. He's gonna use Fire Blast for 80. And, thankfully I got a Defender up, so 60. Sweet Jesus, we have 10 hit points, and now we're in a predicament. I have to get Ursaring out there and double Lariat with double heads. I think that's the only way we survive this. Too bad I don't have the one for searching for energy, because I believe that one is in there. Or actually, it may not be. Full heal's not gonna help me anytime soon. Rainbow energy's also not gonna help me. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Piss. Plus power could have also done it. It's going to Fire Blast again. We're going to take a second knockout here. Unless Head Press paralyzes. That's the play. We're gonna play a switch. Swap out to Ursaring. Sweet cheese, I took you just for the double colorless energy. You're about to save our asses. Actually gonna put lightning energy onto Raichu, get him set up a little more. Alright. No. No. We just put a fighting energy onto you. We're gonna try and have you set up for a double low riot going forward. We're gonna head press. I get to do my one reflip. Yeah, I could have gotten a heads. Well, unfortunately, that means it does nothing, not even damage. Fuck. I'm going to suffer like 3 knockouts to this damn Ninetales. No action this turn. No action on the next one. I think I've got... Like, this is why I preferred having the energy deck thing. Because this is an issue. It can just spam Fire Blast without consequence. And I think that's kind of bullshit. I don't like that it's stuck like that. There's situations like this where I can't do anything but lose half my team. And I'm trying to figure out how to get around that with those kinds of moves. Because the whole thing that's supposed to offset it is, oh, well, you have to keep feeding it back up with energy. Maybe I make it where they have to discard 2 energy for it. That might have to be a thing I do. At least for the sake of, like, encounters and trainer battles. Because then they can't just spam it endlessly. That's an 80 damage move, and that's the one thing that's supposed to balance it, is you have to keep getting more fire energies to burn with it. We're going to try and test that now. So, it would have discarded 2 fire energy before. Yeah, so let's have it where it has the 4 energy. And then it discards 2 to its pile. And now this turn gets a fire energy. We're going to try this, if only just to see if this is a better way to balance it. 80 damage every other turn is at least somewhat manageable for a player. But, like, having that be every turn, that's... no. Screw that. If it doesn't feel good, if it feels like, well, oh well, I can't do anything here, I guess I'm just dead. That's when I'm like, that's bad design. I don't like that. I want it to be somewhere your losses feel like, yeah, it's a little bit of the coin flips, but it was because I misplayed. I did things poorly. That's when you get to good design. Like, it's only because the player didn't play skillfully enough that they lost. But like here, what could I be doing differently? Alright, well, we'll try that. So that means it doesn't attack that turn. But it only gives us the 1 turn to do something. Just gonna draw all from trainer. Energy charge. Wouldn't be a bad idea to energy charge a couple energies back into the deck. Lightning into fighting. But I think I'll wait until I have another lightning to do it with. So fighting energy on Ursa Ring. I don't think I've gotten to take any additional defenders. I haven't drawn plus power. I've used up Find already because I wanted a card to burn for an energy retrieval. I really should have scooped up the Dictrio. I think that's my only play here is I gotta double the Riot and just get the double heads. Thankfully, we have slightly better odds of that because we could do one reflip. Alright, let's do the one reflip because otherwise we're dead. Oh, come on. I'm gonna say that counted. Just for the sake of, I need to be able to get through this to test the damn champion fight. I'm just gonna try and make it where it's going to be no more than one knockout in a fight, or else I am fucked. I hate having to cheat like that, but I can't spend hundreds of hours doing additional runs until I finally get the one where the RNG is in my favor, and I finally get to test the damn mechanic. I need to figure out how to quick setup runs. You know? I'd be able to say, okay, here's how many things you get to add to your deck. Like, in terms of Pokemon, trainer cards. It'd be like one encounter. You get to add one catch pack per route. I guess it would be, you would choose from like a stage 1 base. I'd have to make a quick start pool of Pokemon. That could be good. Have it just be like stage 1s, basics, and a handful of stage 2s. I could choose just like part of the roster. I guess it would also be that those would be based on the routes that you went through. I'll have to figure out something like that. I just gotta be able to get through this fight. Had it not gotten the potion on that one damn turn, I could have KO'd it with just the one hits. Actually, you know what? We're gonna go for the head press. We'll say that. We get the one reroll. Okay, fuck off, game. I hate times like this where it's just like, no matter what, I'm not letting you have this. I also think just Tabletop Sims dice rolling and coin flipping are kind of bullshit. Because it really doesn't... It really likes to roll along a face. And if you do, you know... Right, okay, so these are done properly. This is how you have to do a d6. Because otherwise when it rolls along a face like that, you have 3 chances for it to be a tails and 1 for it to be heads, or vice versa. So the dice are built right, it's just their physics suck. Alright. I'm going to just have this one. See? Fucking... It doesn't want to let you. How about if I do... Oh my god, I fucking hate this. If there's items right here, you can't interact with the goddamn dice. That's also why I hate rolling it manually. See? It refuses to let me have this. Maybe it's just that dice that just fucking hates me. Let's try the spamming R trick. Method, I suppose. Oh, wouldn't you know, that was apparently the one. There we go. I think that die, I need to delete this one. That one said, just fuck you and everything you stand for. We'll head press. He'll do 20. It's paralyzed. I'm having to find some way to make this at least a fair way of me, like, getting around this. Alright. No, wrong way. Your turn. Now my turn. Counterattack claws. I would have fucking loved that a while ago. Wouldn't have mattered all that much, but you know. No, we still want to save that for the lightning energies. Alright. Figure out who we're putting on energy onto. I guess lightning energy to Raichu. The hell? Oh, it's just how they've got it looping for that song. Who put counterattack claws and who to put berry onto? Who am I fighting again? Whitney? We're gonna be focusing on fighting types then. Here's what we're gonna do. On my turn, I'm going to use Undo to scoop up Hitmonchan. It didn't count them as a stack. And that's... yeah, once per route. That's used up. But at least now, I've got Hitmonchan back down with full HP. Which means I'm going to instead use my energy for the turn to start setting him back up. We're going to hang on to this lightning energy for the sake of having Ampharos be ready to attack. I want to use fighting. The problem with Aerodactyl is I think Whitney does have some grass types of her own. There are quite a few grass types on her route. And so I'm having to be very strategic with how I go about fighting Whitney on this. We're going to use double Lariat now. Just need 8 heads. Alright. That's 1 heads. It's dead. I can finally move the fuck on. The Ninetales and the Lightsome Flora are both good, but I don't need either of them in like the type of team this is becoming. So I'm not going to trade for either of them, and we're just going to take prize cards. Of course there's Moo Moo Milk, as I'm about to go fight Whitney. Pokemon Breeder Fields isn't all that helpful. About Warp Point? If one has any bench Pokemon, choose one of them with the random dice, switches it with their active Pokemon. Then if I have any bench Pokemon... okay, so we each play a switch, but they play it first. Well, we're definitely taking the Moo Moo Milk. I think another special energy might not be a bad idea. Maybe I should start having it where the prize cards, the special energies, start going into the trainer deck for the same reason of the fossils going into there, so that just when you reset your deck, you don't have to worry about forgetting. Warp Point might not be bad. But I think we take... Pokemon Breeder Fields is basically 2 Pokeballs, but only for evolutions. I don't know. I'm pretty good on full heals and like SAS recovery, if I'm being honest. I could use a Warp Point, I think. I'll add those in. I was like, how did I end up with more than 7 cards in my hand? Right, the Undo. Genius. Dingus. So let's move these over here. Oh, I'm so meticulous with it. This is Route 6, so we're facing all of her Pokemon. I'm very scared of that. Before we start, saying a defender, and an energy removal, and a gust of wind, and another imposter Professor Oak. Well, shite. Oh, this is very bad. Okay, it's all colorless. Good. Right! I forgot. She leads with the giraffe rig specifically so I feel like, I'll just go with a fighting type. Well, shit! No. Ursa Ring is perfect lead for this. Alright. Didn't mean to flip it. Thankfully, trainers start only with a basic energy. Oh, wait. You don't need a grass. You need a sidekick. Just use psychics then. And make more sense. I also like the use of Giraffe Rig in this because it is a normal type. She would technically be willing to use that. So... No, I didn't actually put an energy onto the Giraffe Rig. I keep forgetting that. I do hate that no removal gem is in play. Is there anything here I want to reconcile? Not really, no. If the attack damages it. Okay. Right about now I could be using a full heal energy or something. First, we're gonna put fighting energy onto Hitmonchan. We can't draw anything because we're over hand size. Actually, we can. We've got better odds of getting a full heal energy. Or, no, wait. No, we don't. I'm stupid. I've got the full heal energy in play. What did I take? I didn't take the full heal energy. Yeah. Okay. No. I did see what those were. We're going to take from here then. Okay, Goldberry could be big. Energy Surge is very useful. Getting out of that. I think we put counterattack claws onto Hitmonchan for now. Also, the image of a Hitmonchan wearing these Digimon-ass gloves, which I've just always felt like they look like that one Digimon. The one with the long ears. I feel like it has a Digi-evolution that is like kind of like that. I don't know. There's some Digimon that has claws like that. I've always felt like that when looking at counterattack claws. Okay. Alright. Done energy from hand. I can't attack this turn or anything. I think we held off on playing the barrier or anything. So we're just gonna pass turn. Oh, that's a hell of a mean lineup. Oh, that's very not good. Plus power we'll take. We'll deal with that. We'll just deal with it next turn. Be fine. Oh, I forgot how good Raging Charge is. It's basically a rage, but then it does recoil. So you're able to start setting it up for stronger. Which is not terrible if you pair that with a defender. Because then you can just purposefully prevent the recoil damage. And still take less damage for your opponent's attacks the next turn. Alright. Well, she can use Agility or Side Beam. So we're going to roll for that and Side Beam. That is possibly the better one. We'll find out. Thank God. Okay, it's the better one. We still resist it for full. Alright. I think I just go for a double Lariat to try and just KO it right away. Unfortunately, she can just start adding double colorless to these fuckers. There's nothing that prevents the trainers from doing that. So whatever energy card gets them closest to their next attack. Also, I forgot I can untap these. Have these again. We're gonna hang on to Find's effect. I'll have to reword that to be one of your decks if I do the fossils and stuff. What do I do here? Fighting energy to you, obviously, get you online. You're doing some work here in a sec. I think we just go for the double Lariat. And it hits! Okay, we're good. Draft down. That is like the one thing I was afraid of. For having to deal with. Now the main threat to Hitmonchan is gone. We're gonna try and just keep sweeping with Ursaring for as long as we can. In order to, just kind of, you know, get the most mileage out of it as possible. Also, I keep doing trainer card and then energy. Its energy is attached and then they play trainer card. Technically, the order of operations for this is attach energy, flip over unrevealed trainer cards, play the current one that's chosen, and then replace it with a face-down trainer card. Then they go and they attack. And they'll use any Pokemon powers before attacking. Tackle is more damage. So I think they would use Tackle here. Yeah. I'd be Tackle for 20 plus power for 30. And their turn plus power is discarded. I just put him here. Yeah, there we go, that works. Nah, no, we'll keep doing it over here. Alright. We're definitely gonna be needing a full heal. Oh yeah, I had a gust of wind. Hey, cat! I could play Find for gust of wind, I think. I don't think I've used that up yet. Yeah, no, I could. Part of me is thinking, instead of the Granbull, we try and take out, like, Miltank with Hitmonchan. Because if we hit this and we don't KO it, it is going to mess us up. I think the call, no matter what, is Gust of Wind. We just gotta make sure we know what our target is. And I think it's gonna be Miltank because of the milk drink and everything. Warp Point would be great, potentially, but it's not good enough for us right now. Two energy cards for your Scarf. Okay. So we want to do this first. Going to retreat to Hitmonchan. That much is for sure. Energy energy charge. Flip a coin. That's a heads. We're gonna take the lightning energy and the double colorless. Shuffle those back into our team deck. Alright. It sucks that we're not gonna be able to keep... Wait! Engage! That's right! Screw your imposter oak. I'm not letting you use that. We've still got a 1 in 4 chance that it will, but at least now there's a chance I can hang on to Goldberry and stuff, which could save everything. And I think we just go ahead and we just special punch and KO the Grand Bull right here and now. Let's just do that. Alright. Her turn. Double colorless to Santler. Oh, Focus Band! Okay, Gust of Wind is not great, but we can deal with it. 4. Right back to Earth Ring. That's okay. I'm sure we can deal with that, because now we can just play Switch. Playlist sure likes to take its sweet time to load up, despite being downloaded. Also, found out you can't actually shuffle a playlist if you've got it downloaded from YouTube, which is brilliant. That's great thinking. Swear to God. Anyway, when the die like goes off the table, I just re-roll it again. Yeah, so she would go for a random attack here. Three, so that's Stomp. Coin. Yeah, the way that they shuffle is already, like, sucky. Also, Tails, thank God. That means that we're just at 50 damage now. Yep. Make sure there's no counter stuck underneath it. Alright. Ursaring, get the hell out of there! My turn! Let me just draw for trainer deck. Fossil Egg, not helpful. Very much not helpful right now. Heal you back down to 30. Then you can deal with Dark Wigglytuff. Probably should go for a Goldberry, but I kind of want to hang on to that for Hitmonchan. I think we're going to need it. Let's go for a double Riot. Screw it. We're balling. I'll go for the reroll. And we get it! That's KO. I'm so glad that I put in the rule of you get one reflip on all coins for each action. Specifically for you. Like, with this, where it's like flip a coin, I won't get to reflip that because it's on Whitney's Pokemon's effect. Or like, Whitney is the person reflipping the coin. Or flipping the coin. Jesus Christ. Whitney is flipping the coin, not me, therefore she does not have to... She does not do the effect. Berry. Okay, she's got a couple of tools lined up. Energy removal. That's gonna suck a little bit. And here it's gonna be, honestly... That was not cool. Okay, still the same result. So... Slap Awake, not asleep or confused, so it's just 20 damage. Which puts me back at 50. It's okay. I think this is where we swap into Hitmonchan. Let's switch it for something. Energy Amplifier. Okay. Oh yeah, I was going to reconcile this. Feeling. Okay. We're going to use find. Really, switch was 2 cards away. Alright, play switch. Take Hitmonchan. Play a lightning energy from hand to Raichu. Try and get him set up just a little bit further. Actually, no. Put a fighting energy onto Aerodactyl. I want to try and have another fighting type ready if necessary. We special punch, 40, super effective for 80, KO. This is why Jungle Set Scyther's not in here, because it would be doing similar things to anything weak to grass. But Hitmonchan's also admittedly kind of frail. 70 HP is not a ton. You see that all of these like stage 1s and basics are on par, if not a little above. Thankfully, I can still get by with just a 3rd energy of any type. Now, the part that's going to potentially suck is if it uses Metronome and uses Special Jab. Because there are no prerequisites for that attack. I would prefer it use Minimize, probably. And if it hits me with one of my moves, it's going to use Special Punch. But it also may be afraid of dying. It is afraid of dying. Thank God! Alright, Minimize. I do love times like that where it's like, you know, sometimes the AI does something a little stupid and we're never punished. Never punished. Okay. Draw card. Defender. Yo. Well, can't do a plus power or anything, but at least if it tries to attack us on the next turn, it's gonna die from counterattack clause. I have to attach an energy. I almost forgot about that part. Can't attach these because we already got Pokemon Tool, right? We're just gonna attack with Special Punch for 80, reduced by 20 is 60. And it's gonna be their turn. Miltank is set up. Defender. Okay. Let's roll a die. Oh my god. Well, what are you doing, Whitney? 5. Minimize again. So it's going to reduce it by 40 after weakness and resistance. That's still enough for me to KO with Special Punch this turn. Right. Well, that's not very helpful. I think I need to hang on to the lightning energy for Ampharos. We're just going to Special Punch, KO. I do that separately so that I don't accidentally get rid of the trainer card. Down to just your Miltank. Also, that was the Heart Gold Soul Silver Gem fight thing, wasn't it? No, it's the, well, Gym Leader and Elite Four music, apparently. She's going to attach a berry to it. God damn it, she's got another one on the back burner. Plus a focus band. But she's gonna go for the Imposter Oak, which will kind of suck. It doesn't have any damage on it, so it's going to just attack with Body Slam. Heads. Shit. Counterattack Claws. Heads. Eat shit, Whitney. An eye for an eye! Okay, well, if all of our trainer cards are going to be getting shuffled away here in just a second. First off, we're going to reconcile the Pikachu. And we're going to just reconcile, like, most of the rest of these. That. And that. Alright. Okay. Attach Goldberry. Attach Defender. Got nothing to lose there. In order to play an energy removal, I have to discard 2 cards. And it won't really matter. Let's put a berry onto Dark Ampharos. We're gonna play both of our energy searches here. Go with 2 fighting energies. Both of the remaining ones. Attach fighting energy to Aerodactyl. We won't bother with the energy removal because it doesn't do us anything. Fortunately, we couldn't get a full heal of any kind. But now we prevent the damage from Body Slam next turn. Alright. Her turn. No energy. Reveal. Energy search. Not afraid of that. Wait, no, they shuffled my hand into my deck. So the energy search just didn't matter. I'm thinking of Last, because Last is such a good card. And I always take Last, because she's good. She's very good. That one, you show your hand to your opponent, they show you theirs. And you both shuffle back all trainer cards that you have. So it just gets rid of their trainer board for a moment. And I draw 7 cards. Oh, that's just mean! That's just insulting. That's... Okay. Alright. Okay. That's both the remaining Digletts, mind you. After the Dugtrio got knocked out. Okay, game. Alright, I see how it is. That wasn't a roll. There. Another berry. Oh, wait, actually, the berry she had before would have procced after I hit it once with the counterattack clause. Which means that she's not going to do a random attack this turn. She's going to Body Slam for 20, minus 20 from Defender is nothing. I'm going to let that reroll. Okay, thank God. I don't like it when it just barely just kind of the die, because it's just not, it doesn't seem right. We'll get rid of the balloon berries in favor of the warp point. Just draw everything from trainer deck. Master Ball is not that helpful right now. Energy removal, not helpful. I think I've taken too many energy searches. I've got like 5 in the deck. Alright. Well, all that doesn't really matter. We didn't get paralyzed. We special punch for 80. And we win. There we go. And that is that route done. So now, let's see what I get for prize cards. Also, put these all back real quick before I forget. The card was going to be a potion. I'd love recycle energy. Alright. Well, I guess I'm taking 2 recycle energies. Wait, no! Hang on. Hang on. It won't be very useful because we're approaching the end. And once Pokemon Tower's in play for the Elite Four, recycle energy is going to be useless. Actually, I'm going to shuffle back in one each of these because the idea is you're supposed to get 5 unique cards. Another Lass would be great. Take a Lass, take a Super Potion, and take a Pokemon Breeder. I think that's good. That can let me skip over a Flaffy. Then I could have 2 Dark Flaffies and a Dark Ampharos all in play, actually. That's funny. Gonna be interesting. Alright. So we add all these to the trainer deck. I'm actually going to, starting here, we're going to try this. Rainbow energy, potion energy, full heal energy. Here's Fossil. So these, because they come with Aerodactyl, go into here. These, because they're prize cards, will go into here. It's a bag deck. Yeah, Berry as well. Mag Hitmonchan gets discarded because it's not evolved. Can't evolve, but it's not evolved. Part of why I didn't include the baby Pokemon in this. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Okay. We can get rid of no removal gym. Aerodactyl technically doesn't stay on the field. It's treated as if it were a basic Pokemon, basically. Pretty much, you know. That's just how that one works. I don't get to have a 6th Pokemon in my team. So we're definitely taking Teddiursa back out. I just have to search for... So. Search this one. Both of those. And that's all that's in its pack, right? 5 cards, yep. We just delete those. And that allows me to reset this. So thankfully, once you start committing to a team, you don't really have to do nearly as much of like the reconstructing a deck. It really is just like sort everything back out and put it back together. I actually need to search and make sure this is all correct. potion energy, full heal energy. Wow, really? You put the rainbow energy at the bottom? Screw you. Wouldn't have mattered once I added a prize card, but still. And then fossil egg, 1 mysterious fossil, 2 mysterious fossil, 3 mysterious fossil. Good. Alright, we're gonna try this out. See if this is a little better. I think it'll make it so that the special energy cards will feel a little bit better, and it also just means that you don't have to remember with the evolutions of the fossil Pokemon, oh, I gotta take those trainer cards back out in the right amounts. So now, we're moving to Route 7. This is where we'll encounter a legendary Pokemon, potentially. Son of a gun. Let's try that again. Four Johto, 8. Alright, so Giovanni. And we're going to do D2 method. It's going to be price. Lock the bags. Yeah, I probably should. Do I? Toggles. Lock. Probably should do that for the rest of these as well. There we go. Oh, didn't mean to do that. No. Stop that. Get back in there, you. So, I gotta decide on whether I'm gonna go after Giovanni or Price. It's gonna be Sprout Tower next. Well, now I'm really glad I'm taking out the colorless Pokemon from the deck. Running Lightning and Fight. Price, I think, has some fighting types in it. Well, so does Giovanni. Giovanni's route is gonna have a lot of fighting types. And we don't do terribly well against those. I think we go with we go along with Price. But let's see what our two options are for our final unknown relic are. Give or tell. Give. Yeah, search your deck for a basic energy card. And attach it to one of your Pokemon. So it doesn't go into your hand, you attach it. It's an energy ramp. And tell. Per route, you may reveal all of your opponent's face-down trainer cards in their hand. Right. It's a useful one with Engage. Then you know what you're playing around. I think we take Give. So we've got Join, Find, and Give. To get Pokemon, Trainer, and Energy. We've got Engage to shuffle their trainer cards and disrupt them. Observe to look at the top 5 cards of a deck. And Undo to Super Scoop up. I like that. I think that's pretty good. I think that means that Metal is the... No, Normal is the last one. Yep. So Normal would have been resist colorless Pokemon's damage. With that, I think we go ahead and we go after Price. You see that friggin' pile of swine there? That's what I'm scared of. The rest of it is kind of we can work around. I need to figure out how to get, like, even spacing for these, but whatever. So first up, stage 1s. 1 in 5 chance of having a dead run right out the gate. Find out. This is Route 7, so we don't have to worry about setting up the rival fight. Now, if I remember right, according to me notes, yeah, stage 2s are now possible in our second encounter. And then shuffle in a legendary. We got 1/6 chance of encountering a legendary here for our third encounter. That's all there's to it for setting up. I've definitely done this enough times that I've gotten faster at the whole process. But I do like that it's proving as well, like, the admin for this game is not too terrible. It'll be a lot better once I've got scripting done. I know I'm not going to be able to do much with that. Because it's going to require, like, custom code. Okay, all energies. Capital Crunchers, oops, all energies. Pokedex. Recycle this early on kind of sucks. We switch this up here. Who are we sending in to start? I do have a second lightning energy, so Mareep can go in with Thundershock. Which I think is maybe more useful than agility. So switch you to there. And do that. We're gonna be using Join right away. That's for sure. Cloister! Alright. I can deal with Cloister. It's a Cloister. It's only got 50 HP, so we're pretty good. It's just that Clamp is really annoying. Spike Cannon is potentially death. So yeah, you know that whole part where I said that we would go for Hitmonchan right away? Yeah, I may have been incorrect about that. On my first turn, I don't get to reconcile. I don't want freaking Wally's theme. I don't want to remember he exists. Okay, wow. Yeah, so we're definitely doing a find here. Doesn't matter what order we put him back in then. Because that is dog shit. Or not find, doing join. Actually, it might not be bad to go for Aerodactyl. You don't have Dull Colors though. Take 3 turns to set up. We need Hitmonchan, yeah. That's what we gotta go with. Alright. Put second lightning energy onto Mareep for now. God, Clamp is 30 damage. Alright, pass the turn to it. And pass turn back to me because I can't attack. Don't need recycle, we don't need less. Four, 5. Stop giving me all the shit I already have. Okay, well at least 2 of these are useful. Well, Thundershock for super effective 40, and we might get paralysis. We do not. That I can reroll it. Thank God. Okay, reroll we do. And it does 40. Its turn. Gets water energy. Still paralyzed. Paralysis is unparalyzed. Get these out of here. Stop giving me cards I don't need. I hate that it gets rid of the name of the object the moment it puts it onto like a different stack with another name. Because I do want to keep that name on there. It's like, oh, well, it's going onto an unnamed stack to make it unnamed. Like, that's dumb. Don't do that. Feeling 3. 3 was pretty good! Alright. We're gonna go for Fossil Egg. Heads! Yo! I can search my deck for a Fossil Poking Man and put him into play on me bench. So now I don't even need the Mysterious Fossil. And we're just going to use Mysterious Fossil's effect to discard it from the bench. Because you can do that. And now we have Prehistoric Power in play, which is one of the hugest things for us. Is now our stuff can use attacks from the pre-evolved forms. We're going to put a Fighting Energy onto Hitmonchan. And we're just going to attack with whatever. it doesn't really matter which. Thundershock again. KO the Cloister. Take 1 of 3 prize cards. Max Revive. AO. Discard 2 energy cards from your hand in order to put 1 basic Pokemon from your discard pile onto your bench. Yeah, that's not bad. I think we're taking Focus Band here, though. Focus Band's pretty good. And we put these back. I think I need to go back to having this streams for this. I tried labeling it Tabletop Simulator because the Pokemon TCG one I think is technically for the Game Boy game. But like, I think that's just more accurate for this as a category. Yeah, I'm in Tabletop Simulator, but I think like this is going to appeal more to people who are looking at Pokemon TCG stuff than Tabletop Sim stuff. I think that's going to be a more accurate category for them. Says Cloister gone, prize card taken. Oh, right. That's why. What's next? Dark Charizard! Hi there! Hello, sir! Would you like to talk about Jesus? Also, I need to be doing give more often. I should have done that multiple times throughout that. We're not gonna bother setting up the trio right now, because I don't think that does me much good. I don't think it does me all that much good. Go on. Going to use Join. Grab Dark Ampharos. Evolve you. Your fighting energy. Use Unknown Give. Search for another fighting energy. Put on Hitmonchan, I guess. An energy search. I should have shuffled that. For lightning energy. So we've got that ready in hand. The good news is you just have to... Right now, I was going to use Give on Ampharos to get the fighting energy. Because then, next turn, I can just give another lightning energy. We can do that again. Well, we have to wait this first turn out. Yeah, we'll definitely be using energy retrieval to discard the breeder. Be good. Alright. Pass turn to it. It's gonna nail flick us for 10. Just... Ow! Don't do that to Schmoopin! She's precious and special. And also a little bit evil, but don't worry about it. Energy card? Yay! Just put a lightning energy onto Hitmonchan. It works. No. We need to conserve the lightning energy for those guys, really. Because they're not running fire types in here, Dark Charizard's a really rough one to try and add in. I wouldn't mind encountering the Piloswine, if only to catch it and add it to the deck. We're going to, Yeah. We're gonna go ahead and use, actually, no. Use prehistoric power. We're gonna Thunder Shock. We're gonna hope for paralysis. Yes! The gamble pays off! Shroom's like the only one I've been using prehistoric power for. Like Pikachu Raichu doesn't help as much. Dugtrio, it does help for a bit though. Alright. This could be bad. Potentially. But if we Thunder Shock again and then we do Shock Bolt, we'll be good. Actually, we'll hang on to Professor Oak because we'll be pretty low hand at that point. Play a Pokeball. Tails. We get to reflip. Damn. Alright. Could have been, but is not. I got those tails out of the way so we can Thunder Shock. So we can get the paralysis on Thunder Shock. Yay! We got on the reflip. Its turn. It gets another fire energy. That fireball, continuous fireball is looking really scary now. But don't worry, it's fine. Give you a focus band, why not? Actually, whom do we give what? Yeah. Focus band. Berry. Goldberry? Lightning. Energy retrieval. Let's go with Pokemon Breeder. Oh wait, no, I don't do that yet. We need to take those back. Forgot that's the whole play. Now we can still play the energy card. Okay, so we don't do all that stuff. But we do Shock Bolt. Discard both the lightning energies. Discard all lightning energy cards attached to Dark Ampharos, where it does nothing. But that KOs. Okay, thank God. Dark Charizard is dead. I'd love a Professor Elm. That'd be good. Dark Houndoom, that's the other one I was worried about. It's going to start out with a fire energy. Alright, I'm going and jumping the gun there. My turn first. That's a Hitmonchan. Energy retrieval. The 2 lightning energies back. Play 1 to Schmoopin. Won't be able to attack it right away. But next turn we can try and go for plus power or something. Put the lightning energy on the Hitmonchan to get him set up. Use join now. Go up. Diggle it. Or no, we will grab... Yeah, no, we need to just grab the Diglett so we can put it onto the bench. Okay, I couldn't remember if I had taken Breeder Fields. Next turn, we'll try and Pokeball for it. Fighting energy. Aerodactyl is helpful and all, but it's not as much of an essential like one to set up. Alright. That ends my first turn. It took long enough for me to get through all that. Whole breed was worried. Eerie Howl, which will put Hitmonchan onto my bench and switch it. Well, bugger. I guess we'll be using Undo on that. I was going to try and reconcile it, but oh well. Alright, first off we're going to Pokeball. Heads. Awesome, I get Dugtrio. And because of prehistoric power, there's no consequence for evolving this fast. It's just a good thing. Energy to you. You play these three. I just gotta figure out who's getting what. Focus Band. Goldberry. I'll give you a berry. Yeah. Undo. Get back Hitmonchan. Play Professor Oak. Discard our hand. Rewind that because I don't think I shuffled my deck. I don't know that I shuffled it after I did that stuff. Couldn't remember if I did anyway. Okay. Well, that's much worse. 2 Mareeps and Lightning Energy. Okay. Alright, that 10 damage counter I think was on Dark Ampharos, wasn't it? We don't get plus power here. That bites. Dugtrio can hit it for a one-hit knockout. So, well, no, it can't because we don't have the energy. Damn. Raichu can, but we have to discard all of its lightning energies. Might have to do exactly that, though. 3, 4, 5. No energies in this card. Okay. Yeah. I don't want to let this thing attack with Dark Fire because it does a lot of damage. So we're going to discard all of its lightning energy to use Lightning Strike special effect. You may discard all lightning energy cards attached to Raichu. If you do this, attack does 80 damage instead of 40. And that's going to just knock out the Dark Houndoom. Another energy charge. Energy flow! I've been looking for you. Where you been, lad? Bill's teleporter is fun and all, but I don't need it as badly right now. Sneasel and Piloswine! Hey guys, remember how I could have taken the Dark Relic at some point in the past? And I didn't? Also, remember how I just attached a bunch of Pokemon tools to my... Ah, crap. The good news is, they only start with basic energy attached. Bad news is, it will not take long for either of these to be set up because you just need a darkness energy, you need a second fighting energy, and a double colorless. This will go swimmingly, I'm sure of it! Oh my god, I hate that it's... I can't find like a good Pokemon music playlist that has just like battle themes and stuff. I was like, it's just gonna be a bunch of music. And nothing to like distinguish any of it. It's like, why would I just put on a random playlist of various Pokemon musics? Let's start my first turn. Let's reconcile these beeps. No. Grab the whole thing. At least it means that the Sneasel can't attack on... No, it can, because it'll get Darkness Energy added. Bugger. For the sake of hanging on to the lightning energy, this is what we're gonna do. Also, there's a fresh encounter. Too bad I already used undo. I'm gonna hope it goes for quick attack on the next turn. And just does 10 damage. Then I can potion that up. Alright, their first turn. Yeah, darkness energy. They attack with a random thing. Good, okay, it's quick attack. Flip tails, please? Oh my god, alright. Awesome, we take 10 damage, which we can handle. We really need Poking Ball. Got counterattack claws. Play an energy charge. Damn! Energy charge failed. I was gonna put 2 of those lightning energies back in the deck. Okay. We go in potion. And then we are gonna... Energy removal the darkness energy. Or no, we're gonna energy removal on the Piloswine, because they'll just get their energy back for Sneasel. So that'll set them back on that. And now I just Shock Bolt for 50. I wish I had a Darkness Energy, because then I could be improving that damage output. We might trade Dugtrio for the Sneasel, if only to run some Darkness Energy in here for Dark Ampharos. But I feel like that's... I mean, it has a resistance to Psychic that could be helpful. Because we don't have a lot to deal with Psychic. A lot of Psychic types... Well, not a lot of them, but some of them do have a resistance to fighting. It'd be good to get a little extra type coverage in here. But getting that darkness energy online for Sneasel is really tough when Give only works for basic energies. Speaking of, we're going to be using Give next turn because they're going to be using energy removal on us. But for now, we are using Shock Bolt. And their turn, they'll set up a fighting energy onto Piloswine. Energy removal on my fighting energies. That's one reroll. No action. Good. Random action. Because I do have a trainer card attached. Shit. Alright, they used Swipe. At least it means they didn't go for a potential 30 damage, but it does suck that we lose Focus Band. Oh wait, no. Flip a coin. If heads. Okay, so yes, they do. And so the phrasing on this is bad. It says flip a coin. If heads, discard all trainer cards attached to your opponent's Pokemon. It should be the defending Pokemon, technically. Because to your opponent's Pokemon would imply all of my Pokemon. But it doesn't, because they don't say to the active Pokemon and bench Pokemon or anything. So that's, it means the defending Pokemon. Alright. My turn. 5. 6. I was like, that's not an energy card. Or a trainer. Like, that's not a Pokemon or energy. I'm going to play Lightning Energy. I'm going to... High Voltage... it doesn't really matter, but we're going to attack with it anyway. We don't have anyone who needs healing. Yeah, danger with the Piloswine coming up. Thankfully, its nap attack is just heal up. But... oh, you know what? That attack of it's just 80. Counterattack claws onto Aerodactyl. We use Give to put a fighting energy onto Aerodactyl. Gonna thin it out a little bit, but we got fighting energy in hand. We can potentially get that online. Yeah. So we just go ahead and use, thanks to Prehistoric Power, we use High Voltage and KO the Sneasel. Alright. They're going to be using full heal, which I'm not worried about. They can't attack this turn with Nap. My turn. So just also we reconcile. Milk's not going to matter a whole lot, but it will for Aerodactyl momentarily. Actually, it won't be enough to save it from a second attack. That's all we need for Aerodactyl. Alright, good. Energy charge. Reflip. Really? Okay, 3 2s in a row. We're deleting this die. I'll use this just for my reflip. Okay. Wow, is committed. I always hate when it's like that. Just like, no, here's like 8 tails in a row. Like, statistical odds of this are very unlikely. Gotta call shenanigans. The problem is it resists lightning for 30. We have to use Find. We're actually going to take a Balloon Berry so we can manual retreat and save the switch for an instance where we have status, potentially. The only one who can survive this damn pilot swine is Aerodactyl, because it resists fighting for 30. And we can counterattack Claws. And we have Fly. You can't attack with Fly this turn, but we've still got something. We've got a plan. The plan is here. Its turn. I get a double colorless. Full heal doesn't do anything. That was cocked. One. They'll be using a potion. Bugger. You don't have any damage. Can't use this attack during your next turn. Perfect. And does 30 damage to itself. Alright. So. Does 80 minus 30 for 50. Counterattack Claws. Come on, don't fail me now. Failed me now. Don't fail me twice in a row. There we go. Alright, counterattack Claws procs. All we have to do is hit with Fly. And we have 2 turns to do that. Aerodactyl finally proving why it's on the team. Come on, Aracuda, don't fail me now. It'd be a really awful, sucky time for you to fail me. We're gonna Moo Milk. Flip 2 coins, yep. First result is heads. Second result is tails. We'll do a reflip. First result is heads. Second result is heads. I knew I could count on that. Count on. Look, be a lady tonight. Okay, that's 40 damage healed. Now we just have to attack with Fly. We can't attack on its next turn. We just have to get heads on the reroll. Thank God. Alright, that's 30 damage. It's KO'd. Oh my god. Alright. I am genuinely considering trading the Dugtrio for the Piloswine. Or for the Sneasel, rather. But I don't think Sneasel adds enough. Two Darkness Energies and 2 Sneasels. That's not terrible. Because that ups the amount of damage that Dark Ampharos can do per attack. But I think Dugtrio's proven that Earthquake is too useful. Still, the type variety and having a type that doesn't get resisted by anything might save us. Do I trade Dugtrio for Sneasel? Oh, this is a tough choice. Or do I ditch Raichu? I've not been using it. It's just kind of there for lightning energy cards. And Shmoopin can operate on a single lightning energy. Maybe I trade out Raichu. We've got enough like energy retrieval and stuff now. We might be able to go with just doing that. Also, I didn't attach the lightning energy to Aerodactyl on that note. Yeah, 4 lightning energy. Yeah, so all 4 of your lightning energy are currently in play. We'd have to remove all the others. Which are all in the discard pile currently. So losing Raichu at this point really doesn't do anything bad for us. At least during, like, this part of the run. Screw it. I thought I saw a lightning energy in there. I was very confused. I was like, that math don't add up. Alright, Raichu, you're getting traded. So prioritizes keeping energy that you have attached to your Pokemon. We flip over Raichu. I said we flip over Raichu. To obtain Sneasel. Since our deck is currently pretty thin, we've got good odds of pulling Sneasel. The only issue is now we are down to one Shock Bolt, so we gotta get energy flow. Which we can thankfully do with Relic Find. We've got a strat. We've got a plan. This game has come together quite well, honestly. Of like, I can actually make strategies and stuff like this and have an idea of, okay, here's what I could do. I could do a thing. I could do some chicanery. At least I didn't have to face a friggin' legendary. That would have sucked. Booster, Double Bird. Hitmonchan, right, because Ice Punch. Because he's already running fighting. So, like, it was, again, back when they had team decks, in order to run more fighting energy, Hitmonchan was added, and the justification is Special Punch, which is in reference to Fire Punch, Thunder Punch, and Ice Punch. Since they were all special moves, it was just called Special Punch to refer to those. So that's why Hitmonchan is in, like, Price's team, and I think might also be in either Surge's... He's in Surge's and or Blaine's team as well. Also partly just because Hitmonchan's a decent threat. Get those set up. What are the 4 new cards you're adding? A plus power, oh god! A super potion, an energy removal. Full heal. Haven't been seeing enough of these cards. I made it where it's a much more streamlined list of cards for the trainer deck, like additions. So now there's not as much variety and it's more consistency. That way it's a little bit easier to plan around it. I'm just really excited to like start having people do playtesting and showing them through it and seeing how other people play this differently from me. Because I think that's going to be really interesting. This is at the point where I can start doing that. I think that is a good rule that I made for the Ninetales. I think that change is going to help it a lot from being just a potential super wall. Is that a move like that has to discard 2 energies when a wild Pokemon uses it. As well as when a trainer uses it, because that was a trainer battle. Since they get a free energy every turn, you have to offset that in some way. So that's going to be one of the little errata I'm going to have to add in. Cards like that, I'm going to actually edit the description text and save them into the RCG's folder as a separate instance of the card, so that the errata text is just there. And if you're not sure how it works, you can look at that. And I'm also going to take it where the names will be either bold or italicized, and then the errata text will be the same way. So that way people can tell just by looking at the name of the card when they immediately hover over it, does this have errata? And then they can look through and find, there it is, that's what's different. So, that's part of why I wanted to have all these have the descriptions on them, is so that I can do stuff like that. And do just like, little things are, here's a reinterpretation that's flat throughout the rules, but we're going to put that here, just as part of it. It'll probably have to be that Fire Blast and stuff like that just has a flat, you cannot use this attack again on your next turn. That might be it. So even when the player does it, because when you have your deck thinned out really well, you could just keep drawing Fire Energy cards. Yeah, you could use something like Give to ramp it back up one time, but like, yeah. Well, time for my first turn. We shouldn't have to worry about resist. Well, there's the Delibird to worry about. we're gonna hang on to full heal, that's for sure. We don't have any energy cards in hand, so it's not really all that useful to have an energy amplifier at the moment. Aerodactyl doesn't help. Diglett does not help. Diglett does not help. That's the second time now you've made me draw both Digletts in a row. Stop doing that! Well, I could do a whole lot of nothing. Pass my turn. You got 2 full heals ready. And a heal powder. And a potion. Well, at least it's nothing too spooky. Okay. I'm gonna use Freezing Breath, because that's all they can attack with. Tails, I'm asleep. And now in between turns, real quick, let's see if I wake back up. Tails, reroll. Nope, we're asleep. We're eepy. Alright. Well, this is part of why I held on to that full heal. Isn't it? Come on. Five, 6, 7. Gotta start setting up the trio. You're gonna full heal. And we're going to use Fly in the hopes that we can get heads! Hey! That deals 30. And we are immune to all effects of the attacks, including damage, next turn. And we're going to reconcile the full heal, because they can't use it. Also, water energy. Forgot about that part. And its attack doesn't matter. Prevent all effects of attacks done to Aerodactyl. So it can still use Ice Pillar here. Till the end of your opponent's next turn, as long as Light Dugong is your active Pokemon, prevent all damage done by attacks to your bench Pokemon. Right. That doesn't really matter. So its attack does nothing. Either way. There's a Darkness Energy. That's good for Dark and Froze. I'd love to have Dark Trio running in here. We would have had to go to Giovanni for that, if I'm not mistaken. Got enough for Stun Wave, which would be 70 after the Super Effective and the Darkness Energy. Good against that, good against that. Not quite a KO against Octillery, we could do the Shock Bolt at that point. Might be our plan here. We'll try and KO the Light Dugong with Aerodactyl. Heads. There we go. You can do attacks again. And play Heal Powder, flip a coin. Damn it. Yeah, and remove 2 damage counters from it. Nope. Just kind of hoping for group gas attack because that doesn't affect me at all. Alright, well they can't attack me again. Once again. Maybe we send in Hitmonchan just to special punch that. And we can plus power special punch the Cloyster. Okay, that might be our play here. Then we send a Shmoop in to deal with that. And potentially the Hitmonchan. Well, that's not going to be super effective, so we're going to do a lot less damage. It's my turn again. Come on. Let's use Master Ball. Oh, right there. Ah, that sucks. Okay, the other Darkness Energy pretty soon. Place Diesel to bench just so we can get an option there. Basic energy card, yep. I think I need energy retrieval right now for the 2 lightning energies that I'm about to use to discard. I think that's the best thing I could do. Just discard manually with that. And then we ditch Magnifier, I guess. Actually, Magnifier could help us with taking out the Delbird. No, we won't do enough. We need to just Oko that with Shmoopin. Alright. Find. Keep forgetting. We can do this. We've only got Super Energy Retrieval. How many energy cards we got in the discard pile? 3. Two other cards in my hand. Ugh. So wave is 30. More damage after the fact, okay, yeah. 30 super effective, 60, focus energy is 70, plus power puts it to 80 damage. We don't have any energy charges left. We've got energy flow. That's it. We're gonna have to take Super Energy Retrieval. We don't need it right now. We'll wait until we've done a Shock Bolt, where we've gotten rid of our 3rd Lightning Energy, and then we can get those 3 and the Fighting Energy back. They're not using energy removal next turn. Really use a defender right about now, but it's not a good option. Actually, No, we do want the defender because we're going to be taking damage potentially from that. No, we need to have the super energy retrieval. I think that's the play we need to make there. Alright. Well, we're going to attack with Stun Wave. It's going to KO. Our turn. Potion will do nothing. Technically, it gets reconciled. Gust attack, okay. Clamp or Spike Cannon? Spike Cannon. Bugger. Yo, double tails, let's go! Alright. Literally the best result I could have asked for. So before fighting energy, but okay. Wanted to at least get the trio fully set up. We can discard the Aerodactyl as one of our sacrificial cards for super energy retrieval in a minute. We're just gonna attack with Stun Wave for super effective and KO. For that though, touch a berry. Only if all three are heads will we actually suffer a KO to Schmoopin. I think we just go ahead and do it. Just KO. I'm glad they didn't go for Clamp at all. And they failed the Spike Cannon completely. You're getting a lot of full heals. I'm not complaining. Just an observation, really. Oh boy, mystery card. Alright, your heads and tails. I am calling a little bit of bullshit there. That I'll accept. The odds of it getting triple heads, I'm like, come on. I can't suffer a KO 2 roots in a row when I'm trying to test this shit. I might make it a thing of, in the future, you can have it be, you can reroll, like, 1 coin on a multi-coin flip thing for them. I don't know. Coin flips are, like, the bane of my existence with this game. Because it's just so heavily dependent on them. Yeah. We'll say that I reflipped one of them and got tails. Oh, 2 heads. Remove 3 damage counters. Okay. Well, that's nice. Thank you. A potential sacrificial card. Perfect. Now we've got Shock Bolt ready to work around. Well, we just go ahead and Stun Wave. High voltage was still only 30. So we Shock Wave. Stun Wave. No. I need a gust of wind. So we're going to just use high voltage to prevent them from playing a trainer card next turn, whatever that might be. I do 30. This is a weird play, but that Hitmonchan is about to be online. And it will Special Punch and one-shot Schmoopin, which is very bad. I'm really glad I did that, because they can't play energy removal now. Hitmonchan's online. Triple Tails will take it. That's a full heal on us, but we don't have any damage counters. Okay. No, god damn it, not the fighting energy. I hate so much that those elements supersede the stuff in your hand. No, I need to keep plus power. Magnifier won't matter. So we're just gonna use Aerodactyl against the Piloswine. Worked before, it'll work again. Gust or something. Nope. None of that is Gust of Wind. I said... Trade those two. No. We're not getting the full value of it, but whatever. Observe. Gust of Wind is there. 5 cards in. Now we know what we gotta do. We have to wait a turn and reconcile enough that we only have 2 cards in hand and then draw from the trainer deck. That won't be hard to do. We just reconcile everything but a lightning energy and plus power. Alright, so we pass turn here. We get water energy. Oh yeah, they had to reroll last turn, they didn't. Alright, so full heal. Again, that gets reconciled. Okay. Weird uses present. I'm not trying. I'm trying to reflip the 1 coin. Yay! All right. Yeah, the ones like that, it might have to, because that's really bullshit. They gave it triple hits 2 times now. I'm really gonna call out the shenanigans for that, because that allows it to do 60 damage. And I'm just like, no, that's inexcusable. That the game is just trying to do that kind of thing. I don't like having to do that stuff, but I again, I cannot afford to be starting run after run after run over and over again. Just to try and get to a point where I can test a thing. It also helps trying to do this stuff just to figure out, like, what kinds of things do I need to do to alleviate certain issues there are inherently with the game. The reliance on coin flips is something that I can't figure out quite how to work around. And all I can find is, like, allow the player to redo some coin flips here and there. I think that's about the best I can do. Love of God, I am trying to put this card on the bottom of the deck. Let me. It's like, no, you were trying to grab the switch button, were you? No, I wasn't. Why would I do that? Alright. Draw 5. So, here is the big brain play. Alright? Play Gust of Wind. We drag out Hitmonchan. Put the damage counters back on the Delibird. Because that's where they go. Why would you attack the thing that you're scared of with the thing that's afraid of it? Well, because, you see. We can do this bullshit. We're going to attach plus power. We have a darkness energy, which further boosts our attack damage by 10. Shock Bolt is 50, making that 70 damage. So we are going to Shock Bolt for exactly 70 to KO Hitmonchan. That is the thing I have been the most scared of now. We have to discard the lightning energy, and then end of turn, discard the plus power. Alright. They're getting another water energy onto artillery. That's online now, and I'm scared. They play sleep. They flip a coin. Heads. I'm asleep. Punk shoe. Okay, yeah. Make sure none of them gotten misplaced. Exactly one is heads. That is... God, does 40 damage. In between turns. Well, actually, I'm gonna reflip that just to see if... Oh! Okay. Well, okay, one of them was heads. Only one. I reflipped one of them and it became tails. So that actually does enough damage. Alright. So, right, now I flip my coin. Do I wake up? Nope. Do I wake up with a reflip? Yes, I do. I can't hear this song without associating it with Poké-Rogue. I think that I'm about to start a run. I need to get back to Poké-Rogue. I haven't played that in a hot minute. I've been kind of absorbed with this. They're gonna use... More likely they'll use Octazooka. Well, not more than likely. It's evenly likely, really. I'm not worried about Goop Gas Attack. I'm grabbing this. Alright. I'm going to attack with high voltage for super effective 20, which knocks out. And I get to flip a coin. If heads, they can't play any trade cards next turn. Doesn't really matter. Yeah, whatever. Doesn't make a difference. Their turn. Flying energy to +1. Actually, they're technically at the double colorless first. Because that allows them to, no, it wouldn't matter. They go for the fighting energy. Guess attack doesn't do anything. There's no Pokemon powers in play. Another full heal. Mystery effect. Alright. Well, now they're going to attack randomly, because they have the ability to paralyze with their other attack. I'm going to use the first one, Constrict. Defender prevents the damage from that. It's paralyzed. Damn. At least we don't take any damage. I'd much rather Defender had been active on an Octazooka attack. This is a good point for me to use Warp Point, actually. It's a very good time for me to use it. Potentially. Yes, it is. Hang on, I'm cooking something up here. Alright? Hang on, hear me out. Warp Point. God damn. I hate these override trying to do this. If I do this, it thinks I'm trying to grab the lightning energy, but it also thinks I'm trying to grab the card, so it just does nothing. So, they only have one benched Pokemon, right? So they have to choose that. Now, I have a number of benched Pokemon. I'm going to switch with Dugtrio. Right? Now, I'm going to play a Defender. And we're going to Earthquake. Potentially, they'll even use Nap, and then I could just, I think Slash at that point, if I do the math right. But I could deal 70 to the Piloswine now. So we do 70 to Piloswine. If it does use High Speed Charge, it'll only do 60, which leaves Dugtrio with 10 HP. It'll also heal up 20 from the berry. But it'll knock itself out. And then I'll get to switch for free into taking out Octillery. So now it's their turn. Yeah, double colorless energy. They place a counterattack clause. I'm fine with you doing that. At least for now. That's a reroll. 3 energy removal. That sucks a little bit. Alright, what attack do you use? Do you try and heal up? Or do you attack? You heal. Alright. At that point, I do have to use another EQ, but it's fine. Defender did get wasted, though. That sucks. Berry will heal up the damage for counterattack clause if it procs. So I don't really care there. Energy card? Energy card? Energy card. Alright. We're actually gonna hang on to that for a second. Yeah, we're just gonna have to EQ again. Because Slash won't do enough, we don't have a plus power. So Earthquake again. Earthquake in it. And then we're going to deal 70, and that's going to knock it out. Tails! Hooray, counterattack clause doesn't go off. So I don't even get punished for it. Their turn. No energy cards. Play. Energy removal on the trio. Also in between turns. I forgot about this. Just gonna do this. Because Barry procs. Okay. Awesome. That's also cocked. Alright, fully. The attack with constrict, flip coin. Even if it, yeah, it does paralyze, but I've got switch. So we don't care. So my turn. I reconcile the Diglett, but it won't matter. We got paralyzed. I can even full heal here if I want to. Well, we switched to Schmoopin. And we just Shock Bolt for super effective 110 after Darkness Energy. And that KOs Octillery. And that gets us the win. Whew! Yeah, that came down to that Delibird just getting some really bullshit coin flips that I'm not willing to accept there. Like, that was not okay what it was doing. It getting the triple heads one time, like, okay, I guess. Awfully inconvenient for you to choose that on the exact one turn where I have, you know, the one damage counter needed for that to be a KO. But then the fact that it did it a second time, I'm like, no, this is not, I'm not proving this. Okay, well, Pokegear and Maintenance are both good. I think an energy removal is going to be needed. I'm sad that I'm getting all these recycle energies now, because they're not getting to go in and do anything. Right, because you went straight onto the bench. That's all good. unique Pokemon we got here? Plus Diglett, plus Mareep. Yeah, okay. So we're good. We're good. We have a team of 5. Well, the last 2 routes are pre-chosen. We don't get a relic. I also need to set up my rival. Those 2 new ones they get are added in a random order. Well, I can deal with either Faulkner, who's going to resist 3/5 of my deck, or Sabrina, who's going to be super effective against specifically Hitmonchan. I think I'm going to leave it here just so I can go and eat. I'm gonna call it for the day. I'll be finishing up this run another time. I might do it next week so I can try and show off the Elite Four since we're right there. I want to show off Elite Four and the rival fight as well. Yeah, we're at the point where coin flips are greatly dictating a lot of results, and Tabletop Sim's inability to make competent coin flipping or dice rolling is really showing. Maybe a dice tower would be helpful. I don't know. I'll figure something out. Thanks to anyone who stopped by. I'm gonna make me some food and call stream. Weird just went live. I think we're just gonna go ahead and call stream because I ain't got the energy in me right now to raid or anything. So I'll probably upload this one to YouTube just as another sort of dev log of sorts. I need to start going through and recording some stuff with the analog cards and try and show off like what the game was like when it first when I first made it. Especially because, oh boy, it was rough when I first made it. Imagine having all of these in a single deck. Right now, we would be at 101 cards in the deck, plus these 3. So we'd be running a 104 card deck. That'd be a little bit much. Trying to reliably draw cards there, especially when 1/3 of the deck is Pokemon and energy combined, and the other 2/3 are trainers. Yeah, you see why I split these. Yeah, also. Rocket's Minefield. Oh, well, that sucks. Of course, that's the last one. Well, save this. And yes, the save name is Pokemon RCG Game 6 Test Rival Dingus. Because I did forget to test rival in Game 5. So, yeah. Alright, that's it for today. I'll be back tomorrow. I'm going to do more Star Control 2 tomorrow. I almost played it today, and I remembered right, today's Wednesday. So, yeah. Alright.